Hey there guys, what's going on? Welcome to the patch notes reading for the Modern Warfare patch 1.15 update. We have an awful lot of changes here, and typically this is more of like a playlist update kind of one, but we do have some other things to talk about today, so we're going to take a look at what we've got here. And we'll jump straight into it basically with the what's new section at the top here. We've got a new map in Bazaar. Basically this is a gunfight map. It sort of looks fairly similar to like Rammaza, if Rammaza was just a gunfight map. I don't think this is getting added to the regular playlist or anything, because I think it's fairly small, so I don't think you have to worry about seeing this in like your quick play playlist or anything like that. Pretty sure it's only just for gunfight. They have of course added the shoot house to an existing playlist with Shipment and Rust called the Dirty Old Houseboat. My idea was that it was going to be called Shoot the Rusty Ship, but apparently that wasn't good enough, and I definitely called this, like in the last patch notes we did for when Season 2 came out, I definitely said that that was a thing, so +1 to me, I did good there. There is an I Have Rust Issues 6v6 Mosh Pit playlist. I wonder what that's going to be. And I'm sure there's going to be Shoot the Rusty Ship at some point, so we're going to have Shoot House Rust and Shipment in the same playlist. I'm sure that's going to happen. We have, of course, got 3v3 snipers on Rust, which is pretty interesting. Reminds me of the old school days where you would just 1v1 pretty much anyone. Solve any argument on Rust with those snipers. 1v1 me on Rust was a thing before, now it's 3v3. Pretty cool. We've got Giant Infection, and I imagine this is going to be Infection but Ground War. So like Infection on those massive ground war maps like Krovnik Farmland and stuff like that. You're going to end up with zombies like sprinting around everywhere. As far as I know, hopefully that's the case. I'm not 100% sure. It's not very descriptive here. It could be, or it could just be like infected but more zombies. So we'll see. We'll see, I guess. Once we actually get into the game, we'll actually know a little bit more about this. We're still doing a bit of a download. We've got 7.1 gigabytes remaining. It is 10 gigabytes on PC, 11 gigabytes on, I think, Xbox One, and 7 gigabytes on PS4 from memory. We have also got the Boots on the Ground War playlist, which is Realism Rules No Tanks. So it is essentially ground war with no tanks, which is kind of interesting. I mean, it should make it a little bit easier to sort of find those decent ground war games rather than just getting blown up by tanks every now and then. So we'll see how that actually makes a difference in this playlist and see if it's any good or not. We'll give it a test. Next, we've got a bunch of bug fixes here. There is a lot of fixes here. Apparently there was some bugs that were going around. So they fix a bug for friends who are online in the social tab, various map exploits, fix for some players an incorrect career level, not too bad. Fix for some players encountering an issue where their mouse stopped. I actually noticed that. It's one of those things where what happened was basically you'd be playing and you'd die and then your mouse wouldn't work and you're like, that's pretty good. That's exactly what you want to have in your shooter game. And then you die again and then it'd start working again. So even any streak you were on dead and because your mouse didn't work, which is, I'm glad they fixed that hopefully. So they also fixed a bug in 3v3 Gunfight that allowed players to shoot through the center structure on King while using the AX50. Don't care about that. Don't play Gunfight. Fixed an error that could occur when Hardline was earned in Specialist. Quality of life backend fixes to help social menus run smoother. Nothing super interesting there. Fix for a spawn exploit on Vacant. Nothing that I'd seen, so hopefully that wasn't too game breaking. Fix for White Phosphorus, killing all players instantly when in realism mode. Right. So you're just calling the White Phosphorus and then literally every single person on the map dies. That's beautiful, including yourself. Whatever, man. Okay, fair enough. Fix for the score at the end of the fight in the hole not tallying up properly. I'm not 100% sure what that is, but fixes for the trials is pretty cool. They're cute little mini games that always need to be as appropriately balanced as possible. Like, having them not actually work kind of defeats the purpose of them at all, so pretty handy. We've got a lot more bug fixes with the challenges here. Bug fixes with the kills with enemy weapon karma challenge not tracking properly. That seems fairly common in this game, challenges not actually tracking properly. I used to think that it was mostly just like people doing dumb shit. Like there was challenges previously that were like, hey, get X amount of kills with this operator with the gun. And people were just like, why am I not tracking? Like, I've gotten heaps of kills with the gun. Why is it not tracking? And it's like, you need to use that operator. And then it worked. So I've never seen those challenge issues as too much of a massive issue, but apparently they're more of a problem than it looks like rather than just people being dumb. So it's always nice to see those kind of things getting fixed, like that require you to get X number of kills with an enemy weapon, fix for an X objective when completing Golem's operator mission. You know, just basically sort of simple fixes that don't really affect too much of the gameplay, but still need to be fixed because they ruin sort of people's experience. If there's one specific challenge that you're trying to do and it doesn't work, well, that's a big problem. Like, because then other people are going to encounter that. It's not good to have in problems like that in your game. Next, we actually have quite a lot of weapon balancing here. So they fixed a bug where weapons stop showing level 1 progress before their max rank, giving the appearance that they are no longer gaining experience. Which is kind of interesting. Like, I'm not 100% sure if that's actually something I've ever seen before, but it's always nice when your experience system actually works, I guess. So they've also fixed the Striker 45. The range and ADS speed now matches the description of the 300mm poly barrel. When I was making my Striker 45 best class setup video, I did mention that the 300mm poly barrel was actually broken. It didn't actually do what it said it was. It just sort of reduced your range by about 12%, which is pretty hilarious. So at least the 300mm poly barrel actually does what it says now. That's always good. We have a slight range increase to the Model 680 shotgun, which is kind of interesting. I always felt like that shotgun was actually very usable, but sort of suffered a little bit at not getting those one-shot kills like you would get with a 725. Like, if you're not getting the same one-shot kill range, you might as well just use the other shotgun. Like, it's kind of weird how those kind of things work, but again, like the Model 680 XRK 30-inch sport barrel has its range increase as well. So if we get those range the range increases, it makes it better. Like, you want more damage with your shotguns. You don't want to just be like, why did I not kill that man there? He should have died. He was seemingly close enough to me to actually have died there and didn't, and you die. So especially with the Model 680, because it does take a little while to shoot. So, but they have added a slight range decrease and ADS increase to the following barrels: the Model 680 XRK 18-inch Liberator, the R9 Force Tac Sentry. Force? I'm pretty sure that's Forge Tac Sentry, but that's fine. Origin 12 Forge Tac Precision Barrel. So basically they have decreased the range on a bunch of those barrels there, especially ones that are fairly good, but it's not going to be too much of a difference. Like, on the specifically on the R9 shotgun, there's two barrel options. One is good and one's bad, and they just nerfed the good one. So you'd still use the good one because the bad one's real bad. So there's not going to be too much change there. We've also got the underbarrel shotguns: increased pellet count, reduced rate of fire, increased shell count to 8, tuned auto swap after ammo is complete, and a range increase. That's kind of interesting. There is probably the second most amount of attachments in the underbarrel slot next to the optic slot. There might even be more. There actually probably is more in the underbarrel slot than the optic slot. And like 80% of the things in most of the underbarrel slots on pretty much every sort of assault rifle, SMG, stuff like that, they're all bad. Like, you've got grenade launchers and you've got underbarrel shotguns, and they're all terrible. Like, there's no real reason for any single person to use like the underbarrel grenade launcher on pretty much any gun other than sort of a bit of utility. Like, sometimes you can get like smoke screens, you don't have to run smoke grenades, stuff like that. That's kind of useful. But most of the time, like an explosive grenade launcher or a flame grenade launcher, they're just shit in this game. Like, they're so bad. So it's nice to see that they're sort of buffing the underbarrel attachments, because they definitely do need some work. I get that they don't want to make the underbarrel grenade launchers super overpowered like they did in Modern Warfare 2, but like having them actually not be able to kill anyone is also probably not the thing to do. But that's just my opinion. So yeah, these underbarrel shotguns are definitely going to be more powerful. They've got more pellets, slightly reduced rate of fire, increased shell count to 8, and the range increase is going to make them actually usable. So that's kind of cool. I guess it's hard to balance having an underbarrel shotgun as well as being able to have like a shotgun in this game. So it's kind of always going to be worse than a regular shotgun, but we'll see how this goes. So if I start getting killed by underbarrel shotguns everywhere, well, then I will start using them and be gross. They've increased the reload speed on the crossbow. Does that mean they've made it slower? Yeah, they must have made the crossbow slower. They're never very... like, if you had numbers with these patch notes, like, it'd make way more sense, because you're not just like, is this a buff or is it a nerf? Crossbow, increased reload speed. So they made it longer. So just say, we increased the reload speed of the crossbow by 15%, or 10%, or whatever. Like, rather than just going,
yeah, the reload speed on the crossbows increased. That could mean that it's gone down, but that's none of my business.
Fixed a bug where the Akimbo Snakeshot 357s did not register damage for both guns when fired on the same frame. But yeah, I think I might have encountered this. Like, you'd fire your shotguns on the same frame and like only one of them would deal damage. I don't know, that seems weird, but it might have been a thing that's sort of affecting it, because I distinctly remember getting killed sometimes when I definitely should have had the kill because I was close enough and pressed both mouse buttons, but the guy didn't die. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on there, so that might actually make the Akimbo Snake Shot 357s even better. So if you haven't already, go check out this class loadout that we did the other day. It's popping off. It's got lots and lots of views on it. Go check it out. Go add to that count if you haven't already. They have reduced recoil to the SA87 12.4-inch factory barrel. I don't think that's the big one. Just give me a sec. I'll look it up. Was it the... I don't think that's the big one. What does this give us? 12.4-inch factory barrel gives us aim down sight speed and movement speed. So it's going to make that barrel actually a fairly good option now for the SA87. I still think the larger barrel, it gives you the damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control is going to be better. But it's definitely going to be a better option now because the recoil is reduced on it. So that's kind of handy. And this might actually be a bigger change than it looks. This sort of reminds me of the change they made to the AUG way back when they boosted the damage on the 5.5 fixed NATO rounds. They've increased the close and medium range damage for the AK 5.45 by 39mm round magazines. Basically what that is if you've never used it before, it increases your fire rate but reduces your damage, and I think it reduces your recoil a little bit as well. So this makes the AK-47 a little bit... It shoots a lot faster, but I think it does less damage overall. So if this does more damage up close and at medium range, this might actually be really, really powerful. So we'll definitely have to test this out. So expect a AK class setup in the very near future while we get that tested out, see if it's any good or not. You'll probably end up seeing like, this AK-47 class is overpowered now after buff in Modern Warfare, like very, very soon. So expect that. We've also fixed some stuff that no one really cares about. The classic special operations fixed a graphical bug, specialist survival, yada yada yada, no big deal. Fixed for a bug where helicopters could clip through buildings. I think I was actually getting told about that the other day. I think Sam told me about that. That was the thing. Like, you're just flying in a helicopter and they just clip through all the buildings. So that's nice. It's nice when they fix stuff that is quite obviously dumb and then put it in a patch notes. It's like, we fixed this thing, guys. We did such a good job. It's like, you just made your game work the way it's supposed to. Adjusted cluster strike damage towards enemy helicopters. I'm not really massively interested in the special operations stuff. The COD League stuff. COD League rules are enabled. The restrictions warning icon will be displayed next to banned items. Cool. Domination round time is set to 5 minutes. Search set to 1 minute 30. Restricted thermite, throw knives, and kill streaks to COD playlist. Okay. So nothing super interesting there, and they've fixed several. They've added several fixes to prevent crashes and improve stability. But yeah, not a bad patch. It's still, again, 10 gigabytes, 11 gigabytes, 7 gigabytes, depending on your platform. But it's a nice update as well. So guys, if you did enjoy this little patch notes reading, there's not too much to write home about, unfortunately, with this. There's like a decent playlist that they're adding. I'm really excited that they're adding Shoot House finally to that playlist. So, because you'd never actually ever get Rust in that playlist, you'd always get Shipment, and that's super annoying. Being able to play on a fantastic map again is always a bonus in this game. But if you did enjoy this one, make sure you do leave a like and do subscribe if you are new around here. We're getting very close to 450, 500 subscribers. So make sure you do leave a like and do subscribe if you are new around here. I would very much appreciate it, and it would very much help me out. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I appreciate it, of course, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!